Yeah, he's talking.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So I'm going to very quickly kick this off. As we know, Wada, we've been around 2+ years now, and every single person in this network is so very appreciated. We are going places. We keep evolving. So when it comes to who we are in terms of our mission, between ourselves, we know that we are a network. A network that lifts one another up in terms of the emerging technology that is coming. Web3, we have distributed ledger technology or blockchain, artificial intelligence, and automation. There has been the first industrial revolution, the second, the third, and we believe that we're entering into the fourth revolution. And each of us here, because of the passion that we have for Africa and the fact that sometimes, we've been left out of a lot of prior revolutions. We feel that we have to create this network to support one another, to make sure that we enter very boldly into the 21st century. So that is who we are as a group. In terms of what we, our value to Africa, and also to the world, that is something that we are figuring out. Because as we all know, each and every participant in our network, whether they are an individual, whether they are a hub, a physical hub or a virtual hub, is autonomous, independent. We come with our strengths, and together, it makes us even stronger. So basically, we are coming together as a network, but we're also offering a service to the world. Because we are all autonomous, independent, in different communities, in different countries, sometimes it becomes very difficult to tell the story of what we actually offer to the world as a single sort of product. So that's something that we have been thinking about, and we've been thinking through and figuring out. And that's a message that we are still fine-tuning. And hopefully during our next quarter, we will talk a bit more about that. That will be in April. As we know, we have 3 pillars that we strongly stand on, because we come to our communities, and electricity and internet is just such a tough thing to navigate. Because of that, as we know, we began to create these physical structures. And I think that so far, it just doing that, what we've done with some of the funding that we've received from Catalyst has just quite literally blown us out in terms of how the competition looks like. Because not a lot of people are paying attention to creating these spaces where young people can meet. Hopefully they can have a consistent electricity, consistent internet. And sometimes, in times that we haven't been able to supply that, we have, we've given some stipend in terms of internet for people to buy data and things like that. So, as Africa, is going, trying to develop, we know about digital transformation. Governments are trying to solve this problem in terms of electricity and internet, because without that, there's pretty little that we can do in the world that we are entering. So that's also a priority for a lot of the organizations and governments in Africa. But what we are doing right now, obviously, is making sure that we are at least able to support these hubs and create that space. Knowledge. If we don't know what we don't know, so that is something that we do as well. We create the access both for ourselves to deliver that message and awareness, but also we create room for others to come in. As we know, so far we've been working with Cardano, with Catalyst. A lot of the stuff that we've been doing so far is very heavily focused on Cardano, because they are giving us the funding. They want to enter Africa. We create that access for them. And it's a win-win as long as they're a reputable blockchain. When it comes to dApps, which is the third pillar in our and our 3 pillars, when we started, we realized that dApps was everything. As we are evolving, we're beginning to realize that it goes even beyond dApps. People are bringing all kinds of ideas, innovation, so many things. So we are also evolving with that, in the sense that our 3rd pillar, we are thinking more businesses. We are thinking more, whether it's NGOs, whether it is whatever it is. That is what we are beginning to see. That's not just dApps, but also, how do we actually impact our communities? So, the dApps sort of, we're thinking that we will, that's something that we can probably change to innovation, because people are just doing amazing things. So those are our 3 pillars. As I said, with this sort of new space, every time our message is evolving. And I need to tell everyone here, please don't be afraid to figure out who you are serving in your communities. And also, if the message needs to change, if you need to adapt, one thing that is constant is change. So yeah, I think that is all for me. Again, welcome everybody. Very, very humbled and happy to have you all here. Cheers.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mercy. So thanks everyone for being here. Since we're at the beginning of the year, we want to give you a little preview of what to look forward to this year. Some of the things on here we will detail throughout this meeting today, but here's a kind of high-level overview of the next 6 months. Some highlights being us launching our marketing, design, branding services very soon, a few minutes even. Then our Wada showcase will launch with the website, and we're planning also a DITC hackathon coming from Cameroon next month. And then also very exciting, the Wada documentary will finally be able to watch it. We're going to be having a live screening in March. Then in April, you will get to hear from all of the hubs, a more substantial information than previously. They will actually all be presenting business models in April. We'll be launching our foundation in May, and look for the DeFi Learning pilot program in June. Those are the highlights. I'm sure there's more things that will be happening. And now let's listen next to a message from Petra, with whom we were very privileged to have the opportunity to work with. We put in a proposal together with him in Catalyst and received funding for him to work with us on the ground to actually produce this documentary. So let's hear. He wasn't unfortunately able to make it today, but he sent us a note that we could play.
Hello,
Yeah.
my name is Peter. I'm director and producer behind the Wada documentary. It's a 40 minutes documentary that tells a story of the initial phase of Wada, from the idea, from its birth basically, and from the very first steps of creating the hubs in Africa. It also briefly explains Project Catalyst on Cardano blockchain, which played an important role when Wada was created. We filmed both in London, in Accra, Ghana, in Douala, Cameroon, and also in Lausanne in Switzerland. Currently, we are in the final post-production phase, which means sound mix and color grading. So all of the process should be finished mid-February. And then the plan is to do a local live screenings in Wada hubs early in March. These should be open to public too. So if you are in the area, feel free to come and enjoy the documentary. Have a good day.
Amazing. Yeah, I'm really excited. Even us who worked on the filming haven't had a chance to see it yet. So it will be exciting for everybody. Yeah. Okay, next, please. All right, so this is a very high level overview of our events. I'm sure more events will come up throughout the year since we're early on and since we've had a little bit of a break from Catalyst. So far, mostly what's been planned are our monthlies. So here we are at a quarterly to kick off the year, but every month WADA unites on the internet to gather together. And between the quarterlies, these monthly events are hosted by our different hubs. So you can just look through here the calendar to see which hubs are hosting when, and these slides should be available afterwards if you want to double check. And then of course, towards the end of the year, you can expect the Cardano Summit to happen again sometime in November. Okay, now I'm going to hand it over to Josh. Hey, Josh.
Thanks, Megan. Thanks, Megan. Hi, everyone, and welcome to 2023. Thanks for joining us last year for those who were able to make it for our review. This year is more looking forward, so we can share a little bit about what our projects are for the year. And then afterwards, we'll hear from the hubs as well, what their particular roadmaps are and what their goals are. So we'll move forward to the next one. First one for this year would be the DeFi learning program. So in June, we'll have a 6-week program for some students that are looking to learn more about DeFi, maybe develop their knowledge and even look for a career in DeFi as well as join existing projects. So we'll be creating with the research team a curriculum around that. So whether you're interested in research or whether you want to take part in the program, scan the QR code below and you'll be able to find out more about that. Also, if you join the portal, you'll be able to get more information about new projects coming out, new education programs that we're running as well. So yeah, looking forward to that in June. We'll likely get started with the research team in March. So scan the link and submit the applications before 20th of Feb. And yeah, look forward to seeing you there. All right, back to you.
Awesome, thanks so much. It's exciting to see that project advancing. Now, let's see what we have now. It is Afia. Is that right? Or is it Ezekiel?
We have
Yeah,
Ezekiel presenting the site.
Okay. Perfect.
Can I share my screen for a bit?
Sure, do you not have access to? Let me,
Ah, yes, now I have access.
okay.
Okay, so hello everyone. Beginning somewhere in December, November, December, I joined Wada, and the official meeting was concluded this month, and I'm a developer, so I was tasked to work on the Wada Showcase platform, and that is what has been my main job for most of the time. So this is Wada Showcase, and what we seek to do here is to basically throw light on people that are doing interesting projects, you know, on Catalyst, and publish some articles on them, and also write a bit of a profile on them. I've had a lot of meetings with editors, designers, you know, and oracles who have been working tirelessly to gather information for content and information for the platform. And so this is what we have so far. And at this point, I would say that it's a complete platform. I'm sure things will come up, you know, as we go along, and I'm sure some features will come up. But for now, we've got the two main features, which are articles and profiles. You look at our homepage, I have like a sample of what a profile or proposal looks like. And all these are found on dashboards that I will show you in a bit. And if you scroll down, you can get the latest, I call it recent news or latest news, but basically what they are articles that have been written on the teams that are working on these proposals. So first off, the articles, right? If you go to the articles page, you always see the latest post up here. And the platform is designed and built in such a way that this small section here tells you who put the article together or who gathered the information. So this gives credit to the oracle that worked on the information. You get a big title and the background photo that they select. So this is the latest article. And then as soon as you scroll down, you will see all the recent articles that have been uploaded so far. Because this is still under test, I only uploaded 2 articles in order not to have so many things here. And when you click on an article, you see the details for the article. So you see the topic again, who posted the article, and you can go there and read about the team and what they are doing, the platform. I also put bits of events in the right-hand corner, so that as you're on the platform, you'll be reminded of all the Wada events that are coming up if you are on the platform. So that's it for the articles. And then there is the profiles, where you see a dashboard with all the profiles that have been curated. So if you are interested, you can see them. For now, you can filter by funding series. So Fund 7, Fund 8, Fund 9. I hear Fund 10 has not been announced yet, but I added it anyway for when it gets announced. And once you search by fund, if I search by Fund 8, you see all the articles in Fund 8. In this case, only one. And if I search by Fund 9, which also has one profile posted underneath it, you see that. And when you click view details here, it takes you to the details on that particular project so that you can also get that information. So you get what the proposal is about, the team that is involved in it, budget, everything. And if you want to see how it's doing on the platform, there's going to be a link, where you can go to the Catalyst platform and also look at the project in depth and in detail if you're interested. That said, in working on this project, I thought of making it, a complete project, for managing everything, because currently most of the articles that are being curated, they get curated on the drive, which I believe should be maintained. But if you have a platform like this, then you can also manage everything. So instead of building something where we can just post things, I also made it possible for oracles to log in. So I'm going to use my login account. I also made it possible for oracles to log in, and when they come here, they will see all the activity they've undertaken. So if you posted an article, all your articles are going to show up here. If you've posted a profile on any of the projects, it's also going to show up here. You could also go to publish, in which case you select what you want to publish. So if you want to publish an article, you could click here. If you want to publish a profile, you could also click on this profile card here. And depending on which one you click, you go to a page where you've got this nice setup. So you just enter the title, you enter the category. These were arbitrary because I don't know all the categories that might come up. So I decided to put something in there. If it does change, then these categories will also change. And this is supposed to pick a background image for the article you're posting. And then over here, you can just start typing. And I was lucky enough to get a rich text editor that allows you to do the editing inside the form, even before you submit it. So there's no need for us to write any tedious code to edit everything that you write. So you could do everything you do on, say, Google Docs. Not everything, but all the basic stuff that you do on Google Docs and everything in here, because I promised the team they were going to have a very comprehensive platform. This also makes it so that when an oracle posts something, an editor can go there and check it out and, you know, verify the post or even edit and make corrections and all that before it is published. So yeah, the platform so far looks good and it's ready to go. We're still working on the server and a couple of other things, and once it's ready, we will send the link out so people can go there and check out the platform for themselves. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Ezekiel. That's great work. Now, Augusta, we would love to hear from you about the portal. Augusta, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Welcome.
And happy New Year to everyone. Okay. Okay. So my name is Augusta, and I have been opportuned to manage the community, the Wada community portal. And I would love to use this opportunity to welcome each and every one of us to the portal. Please, can we go to the next slide? Or should I just share my screen? Is it best for me to share my screen because I can't navigate through?
What works for you? Whatever works for you. Should I stop sharing?
Yes.
Sure.
Just a minute.
Yeah, while she's pulling that up, raise your hand if you're already on our portal. If you're using the portal, or maybe let's do a reaction instead of the raise hand. Maybe do your thumbs up if you're already on the portal.
Okay. All right,
Awesome.
can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So this portal is our social network for the entire Wada community, where we can learn, share, connect, collaborate with other like-minded individuals as ourselves in the Wada community. So I would like to show you how to navigate through our portal so you can like easily understand how it works. So when you come to our portal, we are welcoming you and giving you a brief introduction of what WADA is and why we have our community and why we are investing in our community. So, and the things that we would love to achieve with every one of us. And so this place tells you more about our community culture, how to navigate, understanding each other and do rules and regulations. We don't want to encroach on other people's privacy or try to disabuse the space. And also there's a welcome checklist that you would be able to see when you join the portal. So certain things like inviting people, how to download on your mobile devices, how to comment, likes. So that is what the welcome checklist is about. And if you're also looking for support, you can reach out to the hosts or moderators of the community. You'll be able to see that when you click on the person's profile, if the person is a moderator or a host, so you can reach out to the person. So this is the homepage. The homepage is where you can post what you've learned about recently. You want to comment on someone's what someone has done or what Cardano ecosystem is like. So, and also a place where you can like a general overview to see what exactly is going on in the space. Like we can take a look at this where Richmond is announcing a research task and you getting paid in ADA. You can like, comment. It's just like our Wada's own Facebook. So you can come here, share your thoughts, share what you're learning. And if you also want to collaborate, you can also do that here. So there are questions and other things that we'll be learning. We're going to be having like some things that we're going to be dropping on the page, like talking about other sectors in the blockchain. So if you're new to blockchain, so there are so many things that we'll be discussing here. So things that you'll be learning, you'll be picking up. It's not just what you learn in our different hubs. This place is also a place for you to meet other Wada learners across the globe. So this is our homepage. If you also want to take a look at the events, every event that we are going to be hosting in Wada, and this is where you can take a look at it. If you also want to join in this event, just click on view events and you can add it to your calendar individually. If you're having problems doing that, you can reach out to me or any of the moderators in the portal. So when you go to Discovery, or you want to find out the members near you, so some of the Wada community members close to your location, and the top things, the top spaces that you might want to join. So things that are way more busy, like spaces that is way more busy and things that are going on. You can see the Wada jobs portal, board and bounties, and the pilot testers. This Wada jobs board and bounties, just trying to let you know that we at Wada are doing our best to make sure that every of our community members can enjoy and still earn while learning or researching in the Cardano ecosystem. So you can also get to meet the top members who can inform you on what is going on in the space, and also our events, upcoming events. Yeah, that is what this discovery tells you about. For members, you can come here to find out members in this space, members near you, the newest members, hosts. This is a very good place for you to, if you don't want to start picking up on each person's profile, you can just come here and click on host, and then you find out whoever is the host that you would like to talk to. And also ambassadors, we are going to talk, you're going to discuss more about ambassadors and then members online currently. So we've spoken about events. This workshop is a place where we're going to be like, when we have the DeFi programs coming on. So we want to have like live talks, or we want to have like a program where we are having like live events. This is going to be happening in the workshop. And then circles, we currently don't have anything going on in workshop because everything is still like, we're still planning, and moving forward, you would get to see each and every one of them. Yeah, so circles is more of a group thing. So if you are interested in testing the portal, understanding how the portal works, and you want to give feedback, you can join in on the pilot testers. If you are in Ghana and you want to work with the Ghana Hub, you want to see what is going on in Ghana Hub, you can join us in Wada, Ghana. And then the French community, there's also a space for French community and the Spanish community in Wada. So this is where you can actually locate them. And by doing that, if you're new to it, you send an invite and they will make sure that you join in. Okay, so this place, you can click on this place. If you looked at the portal and you see that this is beneficial to your friends or your family, anybody that you know that is interested, or you want them to be interested, you can come here and copy this link to invite people. And this is a place where this is a place for you to chat. You want to have private conversations with people online, with the community members. This is where you can do that. And then the notifications, this is where you get information on what is going on. Did anybody post, did anybody like, and information's happening. You can click on the notification settings to choose the method of being notified. So do you want it to be email updates? Do you want it to be on your mobile app? So you have to download the app for you to have it straight on your mobile app. And I think it's advisable you actually have that, because you don't want to miss out on anything that's going on in the community, in the Wada community. So you can come down here to decide how frequent you want all the notifications to come to your devices or your emails, and other. You can also navigate like how often do you want that? Do you want it to all the posts, shares on all your stuffs, comments on the stuff that you also posted, or mentions? So this is what the notification page is about. And this is what Wada portal is about. There's so much more that we have planned moving forward. The most of the learnings that are planned, events that are planned, and are going to be here. Then the Twitter Spaces and Telegrams are going to be secondary places that you're going to be getting announcements. So from events like the Wada Academy, this is where you're going to be learning basics of blockchain. We're going to be talking about DeFi also, and other sectors in the blockchain industry. You also have an opportunity, when you join in as a member, you also have an opportunity to get the latest news on Cardano in Africa, and while you are doing research or report writing for us. So please make sure to join. I'm going to stop sharing now. So make sure to join our portal before the end of today. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing every one of us as we contribute and make the Wada community and Cardano ecosystem larger in Africa. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Augusta. And Mercy, could you put up the registration page? We have some QR codes.
Sure.
To...
I have a quick question, and actually it's coming to you, Megan. For our French speakers, I know that you are the sort of the Francophone lead kind of thing. What accommodations are we making at the portal? And by the way, great presentations, Augusta and Ezekiel. Thanks.
OK. Bon, peut-être que je vais répondre à ta question en français. Elle demandait qu'est-ce qu'on met en place pour notre peuple francophone. Et je pense qu'Augusta a souligné un cercle qui est uniquement pour les francophones, mais aussi dans tous les cas, si vous êtes francophone, vous êtes libre d'écrire sur notre portal en français. Et il y a certains parmi nous qui sont bilingues qui peuvent vous répondre. Okay, I answered, Mercy.
Thanks, perfect. So this is the QR code for anybody who isn't on the portal, and as Megan has said in French, please hop on, jump on, and basically what Augusta was saying was, yeah, it's the place to be. Cheers.
Yeah, and I'll say, like, we're just starting on this portal, so everyone is getting familiar with it. So feel free to, post something and get people to have a conversation about it, or maybe, post a picture about what's happening in your hub or what you're seeing around in your country, and we can all just start a conversation. We're all going to create this community together, so it's whatever we make of it, I guess I should say.
Exactly. Yeah, I want to put my hands down, but I'll do that later. Should I advance?
Yes, please. Okay, so this is something I hinted at earlier on our timeline, but we are very pleased to announce Wada's marketing and branding services that are opening to the public. So we will be offering branding services, style guide, different advertising materials, posters, etc. And you can sign up with our team, just sending an email to us, and I can arrange it. So go to the next slide, please. We're working with some of the usuals that you know. There's myself, I'm just helping to coordinate. But we have Richmond and Jacob, and we are joined by a new designer who is from Ghana named Richard. So we're very excited to finally be offering this service. Tell your friends, tell everyone you know, and they can send an email to team@wada.org. Although we are working on a new email address for that service. Richmond, anything I left out that you wanted to add?
I think that's all.
Okay. All right, well, thank you. Now we can go on to our next part of this presentation, which will be presenting the hubs. Next slide, please. Okay, so many of you know in Fund 8, we received funding for planting roots in Africa. And then Fund 9, we followed it up with nurturing roots in Africa. So we are about 3 months into nurturing roots in Africa, which is a project sort of geared towards the next round of support towards our hubs. And as Mercy mentioned at the beginning, we at WADA, we focus on supporting infrastructure and then supporting education, and then finally into the hubs becoming independent, creating their own solutions on the ground. So this proposal and the one before it are really geared towards helping to set up that infrastructure and also put in place the appropriate tools for education to be distributed. So here we have a list of our hubs currently, and we are very excited to announce our 2 newest hubs in Sierra Leone and in Senegal. So here's a quick overview, but now we will go through each of the hubs just to give you a bit more clear of a picture. The next slide, please. And Ron, I'm not sure if you're here today. Are you here? I think I saw you at one point.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hi, Ron. Yeah. So Ron is our hub lead in Sierra Leone, and I wonder if you wanted to just introduce yourself very briefly and give a few words about your hub.
Hello, hi everyone. It's great to be part of this. Introduce myself. I've spent most of my life, the vast majority of my life in the West. And I've only recently just moved to Sierra Leone, and found exciting opportunities to grow communities, to empower, to help, to give back. And that's primarily what I'm here to do. I've got a number of initiatives that I've got going on. A lot of it centers around education. For me, that's the key. As Mercy said, you know, there is an IT revolution going out there, going on, and we don't want that to pass us by. So there's an urgency of now to try and do something to make sure that IT literacy goes up, but also just empowering people in their everyday lives, from basic sort of financial education, learning to fish, as it were, as opposed to just expecting handouts every day. That really is a mantra for me. empowering people, giving them the tools they need to survive and prosper. And I've been working with a number of communities, some schools, even governmental universities, at various levels. So there are lots of things going on, but also things that will bring whatever is going on the outside becomes more visible here. And I'm trying to work with people to do that. So yeah, I don't want to spend too much time, take too much time, but too much of your time.
Sure.
It's nice
No,
to be.
thanks so much, Ron. It's nice to, it's nice to hear from you. And I know you're freshly back in the country and everything's very new. So we're really excited to see how this progresses, definitely, as you get settled, etc.
Thank you.
So thank you and welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so next, and you might notice for people paying attention, these slides will be color coded. So I have the blue slides are our English hubs and the white ones will be for our Francophone hubs. And I will be letting our hub leads that are Francophones speak in their native language. So you can follow along the bullet points on the slide to get a general idea if you are lost. But Binta, bonjour. Vous êtes là? Bon, Binta,
Oui, je crois que Binta est là. Elle m'a dit qu'elle était là.
Bon, Binta, je voulais te donner l'occasion de te présenter et parler un peu de ton hub au Sénégal. En français, si tu veux.
Allô?
Oui, bonjour, on t'entend.
Megan, bonjour, oui, je suis là.
Oui, je voulais te donner l'occasion de présenter un peu ce que vous faites là-bas au Sénégal en français.
Cool. Alors, bonjour à tous. J'espère que tout le monde se porte bien. Et je suis ravie de rejoindre le call, la réunion, et de partager le peu qu'on fait ici au Sénégal. Alors, je m'appelle Mintangom pour ceux qui ne me connaissent pas, communément appelée Maman Bitcoin. Alors, pour ce que je fais dans la communauté crypto ici au Sénégal, c'est, je suis plus active dans tout ce qui est éducation. Donc, éducation autour des cryptos, éducation autour de la blockchain. Donc, j'organise souvent des événements tels que des meet-ups, des rencontres en ligne, des fois même, on fait des afterworks entre crypto-enthousiastes. Donc, tout ça dans le but de vulgariser la crypto. Donc, dernièrement aussi, j'ai fait partie des membres organisateurs du Dakar Bitcoin Days. Et c'est tous des événements qui visent à éduquer les populations, surtout les populations francophones, parce qu'on a vu quand même qu'on est un peu en marge par rapport à tout ce qui est éducation en termes d'informatique en général. Beaucoup de supports sont en anglais et très peu sont en français, donc ça crée un peu une barrière. Donc, on est en train de travailler dans ce sens pour pouvoir impliquer maintenant la communauté francophone. Et bon, c'est pour ça d'ailleurs que j'ai rejoint la communauté Wada et Cardano pour pouvoir continuer ce travail-là et avoir un appui du côté de Wada pour pouvoir continuer ce travail-là qu'on fait depuis 2017. J'ai rejoint la communauté crypto depuis 2017. Donc, en espérant vraiment qu'on pourra encore toucher beaucoup plus de personnes, surtout les jeunes, parce que c'est ça moi personnellement, c'est ça mon objectif. C'est pas de travailler avec des personnes qui sont déjà dans la fleur de leur expérience. Donc, c'est surtout commencer par au bas de l'échelle, parce que c'est eux qui vont après prendre la relève. Donc, c'est avec eux que je travaille. Donc, la majeure partie des trainings qu'on fait, on le fait avec des élèves, des étudiants. Et voilà, Wada qui vient rejoindre l'aventure et j'espère vraiment qu'on va faire une belle année ensemble et qu'on va toucher encore beaucoup plus de personnes. Voilà. En gros, c'est ça que nous faisons. Et bon, il y a encore beaucoup plus de choses à venir, Inch'Allah. Et bon, dans les réunions à venir, on aura à établir les travaux qu'on aura à faire entre-temps.
Non, merci beaucoup, Binta. Et
Merci.
nous sommes ravis de vous avoir, d'avoir la représentation du Sénégal entre nous, enfin.
C'est un plaisir. C'est un plaisir.
Okay. So thank you so much. Now we have Ghana, Accra, Madame Afia is our hub lead. So for the next hubs, since we have sort of some other hubs, I'll just give a quick overview of the hub and then I'll call on the hub leads to briefly go over sort of their goals for the coming year. So I don't want to spend too much time, reading through these bullet points on the slide. I think you can all read, but I'll just give a little bit of an overview. I think many of you have already seen a bit of the Ghana hub. It's of course our very first hub. Their specialization is in blockchain education, but also, as I mentioned earlier, with this next phase, we're really focusing on creating business models for each of them. So that could also evolve, but we will see. Madame Afia, would you like to present your goals?
Our main goals for the Accra Hub Ghana is education. And as you said, the developer ecosystem, we're trying to train, put in a place for training the youth around this and creating hackathons to improve what they've gotten. And also trying to really join together or bring together the blockchain and real life business, how they can relate to each other. So creating a business model is one of the things we are looking up to do in 2023. So that is us, Accra, Ghana.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I'm really excited to, see how the hub evolves. So in additional, we have a second hub in Ghana that is in the north. And I think I'm embarrassing myself. I try and practice this pronunciation, but I haven't quite got it. So when Jeremiah comes up, he will tell us the name of the city. But they are also specializing in blockchain education, and they are in sort of the early phases of actually building their space. So it's been quite exciting as he's been sending me updates of construction. Next, please. Is Jeremiah here? I see you here. Are you able to speak?
Yes, I'm here. Yes. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Yes. Okay, so that is the Nalerigu Hub. Megan, you said you had challenge pronouncing it.
I think I get intimidated by all the letters, but
yes, so that's the Nalerigu Hub located in the northeast region of Ghana. Yeah, so these are a few key goals for the year. And I think from my audience, organizing programs around and feedback from audience guided me in coming out with these few goals. And you could see that it's more about people wanting to know more about blockchain technology, the Cardano ecosystem. So, and looking around the needs of the people, then I realized that then the target should be more on educating and empowering many youth as possible, maybe specifically on Project Catalyst, to become effective proposal assessors and proposers as well. Because every now and then I get calls from people on how to get started with Cardano and having ideas how to put proposals together and also how to be able to become effective proposal assessors. Since I think some of their friends have told them some of the roles are incentivized roles and they want to learn at all costs. So that would be one of my focus. And also the second goal is to consistently develop online content to deliver knowledge and skills in areas of blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies and the Cardano ecosystem. It's not very possible to be able to interact with people physically almost all the time. And one of the things is that once you're able to come out with content online, irrespective of wherever the person is, once you have access to internet, then you should be able to have access to this knowledge wherever you are. And I think this was some of the demands from the audience as well, friends across the country. And by so doing, this will also be a second focus, so that at the end of the day, we'll have enough information out there to easily onboard and empower young people, both in Northern Ghana and across Northern Ghana as well, to be able to get them to understand what blockchain is, get to know the fundamentals, and from there, we can now be thinking of development of projects as well. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Jeremiah. We're looking forward to all that's coming this year.
You're welcome.
Okay, so next we have the Cameroon hub lead being myself. I was hoping Monfo would be here to also speak, but he's stuck on the farm. We're amidst tapioca transformation. We're making gari out of cassava. But our specialization is in agriculture and IT. We also have a very sort of prevalent cultural urgency in everything that we do. So it's almost like a third specialization that's kind of coming about. But our main activities in the hub anyways for now are in training software developers. So next slide, please. Et comme je représente un hub francophone, il faut bien que je présente également en français. So I'm saying since I'm representing a francophone hub, I should also be representing in French. So I'll let the English people read along, and I'll say a few words in French. Nos objectifs pour l'année, c'est de finaliser notre programme de former les formateurs et arriver à un niveau où chaque hub de Wada a un formateur qui travaille avec le hub s'ils en ont besoin. Parce que nous, de notre côté, nous sommes en train de former les formateurs et ils sont déjà finis avec Haskell, qui était le premier module, et ils vont s'avancer maintenant en architecture. Et nous travaillons aussi sur une base d'apprendre à travers les projets. Alors également, nous allons commencer 3 projets fondamentaux cette année pour laquelle on a eu déjà le financement du Project Catalyst, qui s'agit, celui sur lequel je suis le plus intéressée, c'est Tridano, Regenerative NF Trees, et c'est une façon de lier les NFT aux arbres plantés et encourager la régénération du forêt. Alors, voilà un peu une vue globale de nos plans pour l'année. Merci. Next slide, please. Okay, excellent. So equally from our Francophone friends, we have the Democratic Republic of Congo. We have 2 hubs here. First, we will present on Goma. Our hub lead is Boaz, and their specialization is being finalized still, but one idea is wildlife protection and sustainable development. And I think Boaz is here with us. Boaz, are you able to speak?
Yes, please, but I don't know if my mic is really raw. I don't know if you hear me raw.
Non, c'est bon, on t'entend. Et tu
Can you
es
hear
libre
me?
de présenter en français. Mercy, next slide, please.
Yes, we
Well,
can hear you. Do they have a choice in what language they're presenting?
No, the French speakers have to present in French.
Sorry?
Okay. Okay.
And the English people will have the opposite, they'll get a taste of how the French speakers feel, maybe. Oui, merci Boaz. À
Voilà,
vous.
on a déjà, ok. On vous a déjà présenté les hubs, c'est les hubs de Goma en République démocratique du Congo. Nous sommes là depuis quelques mois, aujourd'hui environ une année et quelques mois. Nous avons effectué quelques activités. On a essayé d'en parler dans les slides passés. Ici, je vais essayer de vous présenter nos objectifs pour cette année. Nous voudrions éduquer plus de 300 jeunes, surtout des étudiants, oui, des non-techniciens et des développeurs en matière de blockchain en général et de Cardano en particulier. Il sera question ici d'initier la jeunesse, spécialement, je disais, les étudiants sur les opportunités de la blockchain, particulièrement ici la proposition des projets, les évaluations des projets sur Cardano et les introduire pour les développeurs en matière de Haskell et de Bluetooth. Nous voudrons cette année compléter l'aménagement de notre espace de travail et l'équiper. Actuellement, nous sommes à environ 50% de ces travaux. Et enfin, nous voudrions compléter nos activités auxquelles nous avons été financés par Project Catalyst l'année passée, c'est-à-dire en 2022. Il y a d'abord l'arbre généalogique de la ville de Goma en RDC et mobiliser. Ici, c'est pour la mobilisation. Les deux projets du fonds 8 et enfin, Mtidano, NFT for Erosion Control pour les fonds 9. Voilà nos trois principaux objectifs pour cette année 2023 dans la ville de Goma. Merci beaucoup.
Merci aussi. Et Boaz, j'espère qu'on aura l'occasion de joindre nos deux projets des NF Trees.
Vraiment espérant.
Okay, excellent. So next we have another hub in DRC, but this one is in Kinshasa. I'm not sure if we have either Dan or Josephine here with us. I don't think I saw them. Okay, I will briefly present their hub in that case. So we have been working with up-to-date developers of which Dan and Josephine are a part for a while. And recently have been introducing them into more of a hub structure with Wada. Next slide, please. So for them, for this year, bon, comme c'est en français, je dois présenter en français. Ce sont les francophones, je veux dire. Ils organisent les meet-ups en ligne comme sur place. Bon, en ligne, c'est tous les mois et ils font également des réunions en direct tous les 2 mois. Mais j'invite tous les francophones ici à joindre leur meet-up comme c'est en ligne, si vous voulez. En mars, le meet-up va s'agir de tester le transfert de ADA avec les participants. Et en avril, ils vont, comment dire, ils vont délivrer un projet ADA to Mobile Money. Je pense que la plupart d'entre nous, on utilise Mobile Money. Je sais que c'est aussi prévalent ici au Cameroun, comme au RDC, peut-être aussi au Sénégal et Burkina Faso, je ne sais pas. Mais ils ont un projet qui s'agit de lier ADA avec Mobile Money. Et en mai, ils ont une autre réunion, une petite revue, résumé des autres meet-ups pour voir le progrès des participants sur le plan de Cardano Community et pour s'apprêter, on espère, pour le prochain fonds. Next slide, please. Wonderful. So we also have a virtual hub in Nigeria. And this is the lovely picture of Ash and Augusta. It looks like meeting up. So this is, like I said, a virtual hub. So we are working on sort of engaging with the Nigeria community and also with this next round, nurturing roots, kind of formalizing a little bit more of how that virtual hub can look. Next, please. Okay, maintenant Côte d'Ivoire. I think, is Malik still here? I think he's not on my screen anymore. Oh la la. Okay, well, we have Malik and everyone saw his room full of people. He is in Côte d'Ivoire, I believe Abidjan, but I forgot to write the title on here. His main activities are in training. So he himself is a professor and is working with students such as right now. But I don't think he's with us anymore to share. Next slide, please. Ok, alors leurs objectifs pour l'année 2023, c'est d'agrandir la communauté et avoir une présence tous les jours sur le campus. Ils sont en train de créer une application et ils veulent aussi organiser plus des entraînements et des workshops pour un grand public. Next slide, please. Okay, and I believe Laurentine is here with us, but Laurentine is our hub lead for the Burkina Faso hub, who are also specializing in training and education. Now, Laurentine, are you able to speak?
Yes, I'm here. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity. Merci tout le monde et merci pour cette opportunité. Je m'appelle Laurentine Diatta, je suis responsable du hub du Burkina Faso qui s'appelle Incuba. Et nos objectifs pour cette année 2023, c'est déjà de renforcer les capacités en termes les capacités au niveau de nos développeurs blockchain, parce que notre hub, comme Megan l'a dit, se base sur l'éducation. Mais nous n'avons pas vraiment ce qu'il faut, nous n'avons pas les talents qu'il faut en termes de technologie blockchain pour le moment. Mais au cours de l'année dernière, nous avons pu mobiliser une dizaine de développeurs web qui ont suivi la formation, comme je l'ai toujours dit, en collaboration avec le hub de Goma. Et bon, la formation continue toujours. Je pense qu'ils sont déjà assez avancés dans leur formation. Donc, notre objectif, c'est vraiment d'arriver à les développer davantage pour qu'ils puissent aussi commencer à comprendre mieux le fonctionnement de la blockchain, comment aussi nous pouvons commencer à parler des pools et développer des applications décentralisées et tout ça. Donc, sinon, pour l'instant, à part ça, nous avons continué avec notre mobilisation en termes de communication sur la blockchain en général et précisément sur la blockchain de Cardano, comme nous l'avons toujours fait. Et aussi, nous avons lancé un concept cette année parce que nous avons remarqué quand même un déficit linguistique à notre niveau, la communauté qui aimerait bien interagir directement avec la grande communauté Wada et la communauté Cardano. Mais à cause de cette barrière linguistique, ça n'a pas été le cas. Et donc, cette année, nous avons lancé un challenge qui s'appelle English Challenge. Et j'en ai parlé avec Megan. Je pense qu'elle a communiqué à d'autres hubs francophones et j'ai remarqué que certains membres des autres hubs du Cameroun, du Congo se sont ajoutés. Donc, présentement, nous avons créé un concept qu'on appelle English Challenge, comme je le disais. Nous avons un volet qui est gratuit et l'autre volet qui est payant. Le volet gratuit, nous avons procédé par un recrutement en ligne sur WhatsApp. Donc, présentement, nous sommes déjà dans un groupe de près de 700. On avoisine déjà les 700, je crois. Pour ne pas exagérer, je pense que la dernière fois que j'ai regardé, c'était 640. Et chaque jour, les gens s'ajoutent. Donc, nous avons des petites astuces en anglais en ligne que nous donnons comme ça aux participants. C'est les lundis, les mardis, les jeudis et les dimanches. Donc, les lundis, les mardis, ce que nous faisons, c'est les petites astuces, les petites leçons. Et les mardis, les jeudis, autant pour moi, on fait un débat. Et les dimanches, c'est la lecture. Donc, on met un texte maintenant pour continuer rester dans le même cadre de la blockchain ou bien de continuer le projet. Nous avons décidé nous avons décidé d'utiliser des textes relatifs à la blockchain, c'est-à-dire c'est des articles que nous postons. Par exemple, ce que nous allons poster aujourd'hui, c'est un article sur la blockchain. Donc, ça veut dire quoi? Les gens apprennent l'anglais en même temps qu'ils apprennent des notions sur la blockchain. Donc, ça nous permet toujours de rester dans notre contexte de mobilisation suivant notre projet qu'on va bientôt conclure d'ailleurs, qui était dénommé French West Africa Outreach. Donc, c'est toujours dans la même lancée pour ne pas que ça meure complètement en attendant un prochain financement possible. Okay? Donc, c'est ça. Et donc, comme j'ai aussi dit, nous procédons par plusieurs méthodes. Nous avons des partenariats avec des associations estudiantines, avec des associations, des entrepreneurs. Également, nous sommes en contact avec pas mal d'universités qui sont prêts à nous ouvrir leurs portes pour que nous puissions organiser des ateliers concernant l'évaluation de projets et la rédaction de projets et tout ça. Et aussi, nous avons été contactés par des gens qui aimeraient apprendre davantage, c'est-à-dire apprendre la blockchain, le concept de la blockchain en profondeur. Parce que pendant nos ateliers, on ne prend pas vraiment le temps d'expliquer beaucoup de terminologie blockchain, mais il y a des gens qui ont commencé à nous contacter pour cela.
Did we lose Megan?
Laurentine?
Thanks, Laurentine. Okay.
I think we may have lost her.
Oh, we lost Megan or we lost Laurentine?
Oh, me, I'm Megan. Can you hear me?
No, I know. Yeah,
Oh.
I can hear you. I thought that she was done and we couldn't hear you. So yeah, maybe we lost Laurentine.
No, I think there might be an issue on her side, but I'll just mention one thing that she said, which is that the Burkina Faso Hub is starting to support our Francophone community by offering English courses. And she was saying that there's sort of a free version as well as a paid version. And many of our hubs, we've sort of linked together, and many of our hubs in the Francophone countries are also
I'm sorry, my internet, I don't know what happened, but yeah.
Okay, no, I was just sort of summarizing mostly the point about the language and how you're able to we're transitioning to have you supporting a lot of the language with our Francophone hubs.
Okay.
They're learning English.
I also wanted to add that we have been contacted by other projects. There's a project called Ash Token. I think it's owned by a Ghanaian. They have contacted us also to mobilize people for them. We are going to have a partnership with them to help them communicate. They are going to, they want us to continue communicating with on the blockchain, but also they want to talk about their project as well. So we had a meeting yesterday and that is it. So I will just give a summary of what I said so that those who don't understand in French, so that those who don't understand in French will get what I said. I was saying that our goal for this year, sorry that I'm taking so much time. Our goal for this year is to strengthen the capacity of our blockchain developers. We started a training we were able to mobilize 10 of them last year, and they started their training in collaboration with the Goma Hub. Yeah, there was an interruption sometime, during the festive period, but now I think they have resumed, but they are having it on YouTube. So this is our wish to be able to build their capacity so that we can also start being technical, because here we are training, we are into training, but we don't, in terms of blockchain capacity, we don't have the know-how. So we are really trying to give them that capacity so that we can also start talking about projects such as pools and also building the apps and all those things. So this is what we are really working towards. And of course, Megan, you spoke about the project, the English project. And I was also saying that we are still, with the English project, for instance, part of it is reading, but we use articles related to blockchain for reading. When we have the reading session, we choose articles related to blockchain to read and then discuss on it. We also have times where we will gather people and watch maybe a documentary or a movie in English. Also, we are trying to have the accreditation from ICM. ICM is an institution in the UK. We have contacted them. What is left for us to submit is a letter from the Ministry of Education of Burkina Faso, so that we can start teaching their programs here for external exams. Because their programs, the teaching, the course is going to be in English. So we are trying to create that kind of immersion so that people can actually even have university education, higher education in English in Burkina Faso here. And when we presented the project to some universities, they were very excited about it. And we know that once we have all the documentations needed, we are going to launch it and people are going to really like it. So this is how somehow what we are planning to do. And we are also trying to look for grants from the American Embassy to support our English challenge, Incuba English Challenge 2023. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks so much. Oh, no, yeah, thank you, Laurentine. And thanks also for translating it all afterwards. That was great. Next slide, please. So in terms of next step, here are some awesome QR codes. Most importantly, next month, we hope to see you. The Ghana Hub will be presenting. It'll be a combination of our two Ghana hubs. I'm excited to see what they have in store for us. But also, if you missed it before, the link to our portal. And then also for coming soon, the DeFi program application, and then stake pool research applications. Next, please. Thank you all for being here. I think this was a very interesting event. I hope that you all enjoyed the bilingual aspect. We're still working on how to make it as inclusive as possible to our mostly bilingual, I'll say, speaking of French and English, although I know many of you have also your native languages that you also speak. So anyone, if you have any feedback, feel free to send me an email after the event, pros or cons on how you think it went. And now we will open up some breakout rooms to just chat. So thank you everyone for being here. The breakout rooms are open. Everyone can feel free also to unmute and to speak in here or to hop over into a breakout room as well. Thank you.
Wow, this has just been amazing. Thank you, Megan. Thanks everybody. Thanks, Josh, for doing a lot of the hard work, the documentation, sort of the structure to guide this, and for everybody, chipping in and doing your bit. We have something great here. Love what everybody is doing. I think this is amazing. This is simply amazing. So I'm wondering, Megan, can we also open some sort of free rooms in case some people want to just jump in and have private meetings? Is that possible?
Sure. Should I
Maybe
create
maybe one
it?
or two rooms that is unassigned kind of thing in case.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to close the rooms and then reopen them. So I can do that.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah,
just
great
pause
presentations
like
to everyone.
one.
It was nice to see the hubs have an overview all together. You know, while we're still this size, it's possible just to squeeze it in the 2-hour mark. So it's nice, and goals as well. You know, they say if you don't know where you're going, you won't know how to get there. So it's good for us to share these goals at the start of the year, and then we'll have another check-in around the halfway mark, see how we're going on then, and see what new projects have come out as well. As Mercy mentioned at the start, it's an evolution. It's a constantly evolving process. So we will be updating the roadmaps and updating the projects as the year continues. So that's what I wanted to say to close out. Thanks everyone for being here. Bye.
Thanks, Josh.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. All right, I'm going to recreate the breakout rooms. Oh, I have to rename them. People can unmute though. Everyone's free to talk now.
Yeah, I would like to ask Florentine and Boaz a question. I have been there is, you know, I work with Gimbal Labs, and Gimbal Labs has created an open source education platform to learn Plutus through project-based learning. And it has been an amazingly effective learning platform. We are seeing it's really been very encouraging the last 4 or 5 months, because there are people that are doing the course without talking to us until they have a technical question, right? You know, like they pop up in the Gimbal Labs Discord servers and they ask us questions because they've been doing the course, and then they get to a point and they need some help. And that's awesome. That's actually one of the goals, is that somebody could just come in and do the things that are in the course, and and they don't have to talk to us if they don't want to. That's great. There is a group from Indonesia and a group from Vietnam that have started their own Gimbal Labs Indonesia and Gimbal Labs Vietnam. And they are doing their own translations of the development GitHub, where all of the technical stuff happens. And I wanted to ask Boaz if a translation effort had started with the Plutus project-based learning and getting it translated into French. I see Janti like every now and then, but a lot of times he's just sitting in the meetings and we don't really speak. And I've been meaning to ask him this question. And I wanted to, I was speaking to Laurentine also because I wanted to know if she was aware of this.
Yes, I was aware. I think those who registered for the course from Burkina Faso here, that is the platform they were using. But at the beginning, they were having some technical difficulties, and I alerted Janti. That is when Janti decided to have one-on-one sessions with them. I mean, live sessions with them.
Right.
And also they created a Telegram group where they interact.
Okay, cool. That's really cool. Okay, I'm glad to know that's happening. I kind of thought I was pretty sure that Janti was working on this, but I didn't know about, like directly translating the platform itself. you know, the way, you know, like the Indonesians just kind of came and said, hey, we're doing this. And that was amazing, you know, that they would do that. And I think it was the same way with the Vietnamese too. A lot of that comes from the efforts of Sebastian Pabon, which I know quite a few people know Sebastian. I would get you, Boaz, would you like the Gimbal Labs Discord link, or would you like the link to the platform itself?
Please, I did not get that clearly.
I think he was talking to Boaz, and I don't know if Boaz is able to speak, but maybe Paul can speak for him because Paul already has his.
Jumped into, did he jump into the Francophone room?
Oh,
Or
possible.
he maybe left he might have lost connection. Maybe if you could provide both of those,
Okay.
we'll make sure that
Yeah, I
he
will.
gets.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I think that John T is all over that because he has been translating and, you know, so there's a Goma group working sort of with the Gimbal Labs through John T, and they linked up with Burkina Faso Laurentine's group. So
Okay, cool.
I think there's something going on. But Paul, I believe Paul is also in Goma, am I right? Paul, you want to talk? Yes.
Yes. I am also in Goma town, and we are working with Mr. Janti, and we are doing our best to try to translate what Gimbal Labs is doing to the French community.
Okay, cool. That's I'm glad to hear that.
But until now, yes, until now we have some issues because we don't have the full stack, which is in Gimbal Labs. So for Gimbal Labs have already some experts, some guys who already knows about Cardano, Bluetooth, and many of those guys have already gone through the Bluetooth Pioneer program. But until now, for the Goma Hub, we just have Mr. Janti, who have do the second and the third course of the Bluetooth Pioneer program. But we are just trying to do our best to translate, because basically most of our developers are front-end and back-end developers. So, now we are trying to go through blockchain technology and try to understand and to translate those course in French for our local community. That is what we are doing until now.
Okay, great. That's great. Well, great. I think the amount of information is going to increase, you know, quite a lot this year. You know, just because of the tools that are coming out for developers, you know, so I think there's going to be a lot more information, and some of the things that were hard last year, this year are not going to be so difficult, you know, so I think it's a very exciting time right now. And, you know, hopefully along the way, we get some good translations, you know, coming out simultaneously, you know, that we can kind of do these things in sync with one another.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording now. Okay.